and the Red Devils of Pike High School. Tonight's contest being brought to you from the beautiful gymnasium here in the Varsity Fieldhouse at Brownsburg High School. Chris Worley, tell us a little bit about tonight's contest.
Well, this is a big one already. Brownsburg in this young season, this is their 5th game of the season, and so far they have hosted the number 1 team in the state, Carmel Greyhounds, now hosting number 2, Pike Red Devils. So another big game. Both these teams did play last night. Pike defeated Center Grove 74-50, and Brownsburg a big road win. Their first road contest of the year. They won at Zionsville 42-39.
Well, Chris, you mentioned the Red Devils are number 2 in the state. That's the second top 2 team that the Bulldogs have faced so far this season in their short season so far. They played Carmel in the first game of the year. Tell us a little bit about that game.
Well, that was a tough, hard-fought game. Really, only one quarter got away from Brownsburg, and the reason they lost, and unfortunately, that was the fourth quarter. Brownsburg actually led through 3 quarters of that game. And then they had to have gotten a situation where they committed a bunch of fouls, and I forget his name, but a Carmel player hit 16 foul shots in the fourth quarter alone to get that win.
Well,
go ahead.
Anytime you have one guy hitting that many free throws, it's tough because they're going to get the ball in the hands of that guy as much as possible. So it's definitely a factor. And look for the Bulldogs to try to stay out of foul trouble tonight. But we talked about it a little bit earlier. The Bulldogs not a great free throw shooting team, Chris.
Right. Shooting, we looked at that, Marcus. Let me pull that up for you. Just shooting 63% from the foul line so far. Now, KJ Walton, of course, their leading scorers at 78% foul shooting. Trevor Lucas, 88%. Beyond that, it all dips off, and that ends up with a 63% team free throw percentage. So do tend to struggle from the line, but I expect this to be a tough, hard-fought game. Marcus, what's going on with Brownsburg? Their key factor is their defense. It's been absolutely fantastic. They're holding teams under 50%. We'll get that for you. I think you may have it there, the offensive-defensive average, but they have been fantastic. They'll switch between a man-to-man and a zone, all very aggressive, and they can do it without fouling. But that's what's been winning the games. Brownsburg's tremendous defense. It's as good a high school defense as I've seen in years.
Well, and Chris, you mentioned it. The Bulldogs solid on defense. I do have the scoring averages. They're averaging just over 48 points a game and giving up 45. So doing a really nice job. The most they've given up this season is 54 against the number 1 Carmel. But then they haven't given up 50 since. So look for the defense to be a factor tonight for the Bulldogs as Pike comes into the game averaging 72 points per game on offense and giving up 61. So Pike net more of an offensive team than a defensive team like the Bulldogs.
There you go. And Brownsburg's defense won that road game at Zionsville. They held Zionsville to 39 points. As far as scoring last night, Trevor Lucas was the man. He had 19 points in that game. Nobody else scored that much. KJ Walton had only 9 points. So that was an all-defensive execution and great job by Brownsburg, and that defense won that game last night. We've seen the fellows practice, and they work so hard on defense. Coach Lynch is a big believer in you play hard defense each game, you're going to be in each game.
Absolutely, Chris. And you said it, Trevor Lucas, 88% on the season. He hit 5 big free throws last night for the Bulldogs and really pushed them into that victory over a fairly solid Zionsville team. Let's take a minute to talk about the JV contest tonight. You said it's going to be a close, hard-fought contest for the Bulldogs tonight. The JV squad went into overtime.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, Brownsburg pulled out a win. Pike was leading, and Brownsburg buried a long three-pointer from the corner to tie the game. Pike inbound there in the last second, brought it up and were fouled with half a second left on the clock. Young man missed both free throws. Derek Hawthorne, I'm sorry, that's the only name we have, and he's the guy that missed the free throws. But then that forced it into overtime, and Brownsburg was able to prevail 46-44.
Well, I got here shortly after halftime, Chris, and I got a chance to watch a little bit more of the second half than you did. But one of the things we saw from the Bulldogs a lot was a lot of freshmen. There's only 3 freshmen on that roster for the JV squad, but all 3 of them were in there in crunch time, and Landon Hall, the freshman, hit that corner 3 that sent it into overtime. So freshmen and young up-and-comers, there's only 1 junior on that JV squad this year. A lot of juniors and sophomores on the varsity, as the varsity only boasts 5 seniors, and 2 of which, I believe, being starters.
Well, that bodes well for the future of Brownsburg basketball, Marcus, no doubt.
Absolutely, it does. And we talked about it briefly, but the defense for the Bulldogs has really been a huge factor this year, and it's something that Coach Ron Norwood brought in last year, and Coach Steve Lynch has really kind of exacerbated that this year and made the Bulldogs an even more defensive squad.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see tonight, Marcus, whether they start in a zone or a man-to-man. They can do either. They have several variations on a zone that they can use. They might start man-to-man. Now, of course, Pike, you expect to have athletes, fast, quick, long arm, and I know with the Teague kid down low at 6'8", we're going to see some of that. So I don't know if Brownsburg will want to match up man-to-man with all that speed and athleticism. They may start in a zone.
Well, you're right, Tajai Teague, and that just must be another Teague out there for the Red Devils. As you know, Teagues have run rampant for the Red Devils for a long time now in Pike. But at this time, let's take a quick break. Let's hear from the people that make this broadcast possible, and we'll be right back with you here on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Right now at your Brownsburg McDonald's, you can try these tasty holiday treats during the month of December. Peppermint Mocha, a milder blend of espresso, steamed milk, peppermint, and dark chocolate syrup, topped with whipped cream and chocolate drizzle, available for a limited time, medium only $2.99. And McRib is back, a hot sandwich that is a balanced blend of caramelized bread, seasoned pork, McDonald's signature McRib sauce, a sweet, smoky, tangy Western barbecue-style sauce, dill pickles, and mild, fresh slivered onions, now only $2.79. Both are available at your two Brownsburg McDonald's on Main Street, next to Marsh and just off Interstate 74.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. And talk a little bit more about tonight's game as the Bulldogs, again, coming in boasting a record of 3-1, whereas the Red Devils come in boasting a record of 4-0.
Look at their schedule there, Marcus. Who they played, it's tough. North Central, Ben Davis.
Fishers, Center Grove. I mean, all tough contests for the Red Devils, as last night they beat Center Grove by a score of 74-50. Leading scorer for the Red Devils in that contest was Jalen Morgan, and he scored 19, and Kendall Rollins scored 14 for the Red Devils. So look for that to be a factor. 10 of 19 from the free throw line for the Red Devils in that game as well. So look for the Bulldogs to really amp up the defense tonight. You don't want to get any starters in foul trouble, but watch out for the Bulldogs tonight, as this could be a real good contest, as we talked about just previously.
Marcus, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Brownsburg won this game against number 2. I mean, they were leading number 1, Carmel, after 3 quarters. With the kind of defense they play, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Pike is coached by a veteran. He's won 321 games in his career, his 27th year of coaching, Bill Zick. This is his 4th year at Pike, and in that time, he's had an outstanding win percentage. He's 66-17. Of course, Steve Lynch is first year here at Brownsburg, but overall now he's won 106 games, 106-53 in his 8th year of coaching Indiana high school basketball. So that's an outstanding background too for Coach Lynch.
And Chris, if I'm not mistaken, the Red Devils are state runner-up last year, correct?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
I thought they lost to Carmel in the state championship.
You're right.
It was either Pike or North Central.
Yeah.
But the Red Devils coming off a real strong season last year. So look for that to be a factor as they do have some experience. I know they lost Xavier Turner, the real solid guard last year. But at this time, let's take one more quick look at some of our sponsors, and we'll get back to you back here on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Running a little short on cash or got some collectible items around the house you don't need or want? Take them to Hendricks County Estate Buyers in Brownsburg. They buy gold, silver, coins, tools, electronics, and antiques. They specialize in one-piece or entire collections. If you have an estate or household liquidation, call them first. Ask for Justin at 317-286-3652 7 days a week. They're on the corner of Main and Odell in Brownsburg, Hendricks County Estate Buyers. A new Ivy Tech Community College campus has opened in Crawfordsville. The campus is easily accessible off I-74 at the Crawfordsville exit. Registration for summer and fall classes begins soon. The new campus has science labs, computer labs, and a complete associate degree in business. You can meet with admissions and financial aid advisors, take an assessment, and register for classes on site. Ivy Tech is located at 2325 Phil Ward Boulevard inside Crawfordsville Commerce Park. Go to ivytech.edu or call 888-IVY-LINE, 888-IVY-LINE for more information. Ivy Tech is changing lives.
And Chris, at this time, we're back on the floor. They have as they call them, Brownsburg Athletic Ambassadors. They like to read a message to all the fans before each game. It's something they've really started doing the last couple years, and it's a really nice thing. It kind of explains how we like to see sportsmanship. We like to let the players play, let the coaches coach, let the officials officiate, and let the spectators be positive. At this time, we'll go down to the floor for the national anthem. We'll be right back with you here on audiosportsonline.com. Well, Chris, a wonderful rendition of that, the Star Spangled Banner there by the Brownsburg Pep Band. And one of the things that you've always seen is that Bulldog Pep Band has been a really big factor for the Bulldogs. They've always got it's really been the same music under the direction of Joe Vrabeck and a really nice group of kids. And it's good to see that they still got them out here every week and supporting the Bulldogs.
Thank goodness. You know, we didn't have them the first couple of home games here, and it's a different atmosphere when they're here. It adds a lot, and they're an important factor here in having a good home crowd and getting everybody pumped up for a big game.
Well, Chris, as always, a big factor in every basketball game is a starting five for each team. So we'll go ahead and give that to you. First for the Pike Red Devils, starting at one position is going to be number 3, Kendall Rollins, the 6'6 senior. A 5'10 sophomore, number 12, Justin Thomas, will also be in there. Number 22, Jalen Morgan, the 6'7 senior. And number 32, Tajai Teague, the 6'8 junior, will also be in there tonight for the Red Devils. There's 6'6", 6'7", and 6'8", and then 6'2", Jeff White, a junior, number 34, will be in there for the Red Devils as well tonight. So look for size to be a factor for them. As for the Bulldogs, at one guard position will be number 10, Darian Ringo, 6'2 junior. At another guard, number 3, Trevor Lucas, a 6-foot senior. For those of you wondering, yes, that's a nephew of Jason Lucas, a former Bulldog a long time ago, but a good scorer for the Bulldogs. I guess you could call it another guard, is going to be number 11, 6'2 senior Tyler Houston, who is a two-sport athlete, also plays baseball. A very good baseball player is Tyler Houston, so look for him to be very athletic tonight for the Bulldogs. Number 22, I would have to say the best player on this Bulldogs roster, the most recruited in college basketball, is KJ Walton. Number 22, he's a 6'3 junior. And number 42, Kyle Thompson, the big man in the middle, the 6'7 senior. The lone guy the Bulldogs have in the starting lineup over 6'4. Sam Comer will come off the bench along with Dalton Vachon. Comer's a senior, Vachon a junior. Comer stands at 6'5, and Dalton Vachon, the tallest man on the roster, at 6'8. But we're just about ready to go here, Chris. Give us your last-minute thoughts before we get this tip-off underway.
Well, one thing, you mentioned recruiting. You know, when Pike plays, you usually see a few college coaches out here in the audience. I'm looking around. There was a lot of coaching, a lot of college games around today, especially in Indianapolis, so don't know if they may or may not be here. But Pike always draws a lot of attention from recruiting. Here we go, Marcus.
Absolutely, and Teague getting ready to jump it off with Thompson. That's Thompson and Teague jumping it off, and the tip is one over to Pike. That's Jeff White. He gets it over the top of the key to Justin Thomas. Over to Rollins, back to Thomas. Thomas dribbles left side.
Brownsburg does start man-to-man.
Man-to-man for the Bulldogs. Up top to Teague. That's Jeff White. And White's pressured tightly by K.J. Walton, and White gets it back out top. Pass down low now to White after he passes off. Rebound by Jeff Teague off the White miss, and Teague knocks it down. Here come the Bulldogs. A man we didn't have in the starting lineup. No, I'm sorry, that is Darian Ringo. So Darian brings the ball up the floor as he gets it off to K.J. Walton on the far side. Walton up top to Kyle Thompson. Thompson holds it at the top of the key, looking off to get it to Ringo. Ringo over to the side to Walton. Walton's going to dribble in, drive, layup. He has it knocked away. No good. Rebound off to Ringo. Ringo passes top of the key all the way over to Trevor Lucas, who drives and hits it with the left hand.
Good job by Trevor Lucas there on the drive. He had a big night last night, and he starts it off again tonight for the Brownsburg offense.
Well, here come the Red Devils, and this is Jeff White with it, top of the key on the right. He airballs it. Rebound's going to be to Teague, and he misses, guarded very well by Kyle Thompson. And here come the Bulldogs. Ringo brings it across the timeline, passes it near side. Over to Trevor Lucas. Lucas gets the screen from Thompson, dribbles it at the top of the key, pass in the corner to Thompson, down low now to Ringo, and it was a foul before Ringo could get the ball. Justin Thomas fouled Kyle Thompson. That's going to be the first foul of the ball game.
Pike is starting in a man-to-man defense, and of course, as you would expect with those athletes and long arms, it's an aggressive man-to-man. Brownsburg to inbound under the basket.
Darian Ringo gets it into K.J. Walton. Walton might have had an open look, but he'll take it inside now. Guarded tightly, and he gets it up and in. Tajai Teague guards White on that one, guards Walton on that one, but a nice take there for K.J. Walton.
Brownsburg offense attacking the basket so far on both possessions here, Marcus.
Absolutely, and here comes Kendall Rollins. Rollins takes it inside, passes off inside to Jalen Morgan, and Morgan knocks down a layup. Bulldogs going to move quickly. They get it into Ringo. Ringo passes it far side across the half-court line over to K.J. Walton. Walton back up to the top of the key to Tyler Houston. Houston dribbles right side. Hands it off over to Walton. Walton up top now to Kyle Thompson. Thompson looking for the pass, can't find it. Gets it off now to K.J. Walton at the top of the key. Walton breaks the 5-second call, dribbles towards the basket, fakes a shot over now to Darian Ringo. Ringo's going to dribble in, drive, attack the basket again, and the Bulldogs score 6-4 Bulldogs early on, 5:40 to go, first quarter.
Good job by Ringo there. He found a penetration lane to the basket, and he took it.
Jeff White off to Tajai Teague, and Tajai Teague travels with it, and the Bulldogs will get the ball back now. Nice defense there at the top of the key by K.J. Walton, and the Bulldogs have an early lead in the basketball with 5:35 to go in the first quarter.
See if we can get Tyler Houston a shot. He showed us last night. He's hit a couple threes, but last night I think it was 2 out of 4 from three-point range, but they were both good ones, so see if we can get him a shot here, get him involved in the offense early.
Ringo gets it across the center line over to the big man, Kyle Thompson. Thompson off to Houston, now over to Lucas. In the corner now to Darian Ringo. Ringo drives, passes off far side to K.J. Walton. 3-ball on the way, and it's good. And actually, I'm sorry, Chris, that's going to be a 2 for the Bulldogs.
It looked like he was beyond the arc there. Did they count as 2?
They counted as 2. The referee held up the two fingers, and it's going to be Red Devil basketball. Here's Teague at the top of the key, guarded by Walton. Now double team, passes it off to Thomas. Thomas, 3-ball on the way, no good. Rebound, Lucas. Lucas thinks about pushing it, now slows it down. Darian Ringo going to take it now.
Good patient work here. Of course, in Pike, you don't want to get up in those 70s and 80s. Brownsburg is going to have to keep this game in the 40s to 50s to win.
That's right. Now the big man puts a 3-ball on the way. No good. Rebound, fought for, and a foul's going to be called this time on Tyler Houston as he was going for the rebound and just kind of slapped the arm of Kendall Rollins.
Kyle Thompson, that may have been his first three-point attempt of the year. He was wide open. I mean, you got to, go ahead and take that shot.
Well, the big lefty has the ability to knock down that shot, and Chris, we talked about it earlier, but here comes Jordash Mavunga into the game for the Bulldogs early on for Tyler Houston.
Yeah, Mavunga can rebound. He's found some scoring too. Didn't have a good night last night, but he's ready to go here tonight.
And here come the Red Devils. This is Thomas over now to number 34. That's Jeff White. White gets it in the corner to Teague. Back up top to White. 3-ball on the way. No good. Rebound, Trevor Lucas, and he's going to push this time. Going up the floor, really quick now for Lucas. Gets a pass off, tipped away by the Red Devils, and it'll be Bulldog basketball. Lucas got it up the floor very quickly, ran right past the Red Devils, and looked for the pass, but it got tipped out of bounds.
Lucas, of course, as you know, Marcus, he comes from an athletic family, and boy, he skied for that rebound, then showed good speed getting down the floor to lead that break.
Well, Trevor Lucas, you can't miss him. He's number 3 in your program, but he's the guy with the bald head out there, the only guy.
Right.
So Lucas is going to be a big factor for the Bulldogs tonight. Inbound pass to Thompson, now up top over to Ringo. That's Walton, and Walton loses it and tipped out of bounds by Kyle Thompson. It's going to be Red Devil basketball. Into the game for the Red Devils for the first time is going to be 6'3" senior 50, Zach Long.
Brownsburg first turnover of this quarter.
Here's Thomas, right side. Passes over far side now to Jeff White. White gets it in the corner to Teague. Back up top to White.
Brownsburg switched to a zone here, Marcus.
Bulldogs are in the zone, and White back over to Teague. Teague back up to White. White drives in. Shot goes up in the lane, defended nicely by Kyle Thompson. Bulldogs, Red Devils get the rebound, but stripped away by KJ Walton. And here come the Bulldogs. Darian Ringo going to slow it down for the Bulldogs. Tyler Houston on the scorer's bench, getting ready to come back in. Trevor Lucas, pass off to Mavunga. Mavunga dribbles in, passes back out now to Kyle Thompson. Thompson back over to Mavunga. Mavunga has it at the top of the arc. Pass over now to Trevor Lucas, far side, and he'll hold it and set up a play for the Bulldogs.
Well, they had to get back into a set there. There was a little scramble, players out of position. Now they're back in their set, and Ringo will start the offense from way out top.
Ringo going to dribble, drive, pass, and he stepped out of bounds before he could get rid of it. He tried to get it off to Trevor Lucas, but the ball was tipped over, and I believe Ringo just lost the handle on it and stepped out of bounds.
Trevor Lucas going to step out of this game as Tyler Houston comes back in now.
So 3:05 to go first quarter. Bulldogs lead 8-4, and here comes Thomas. Justin Thomas dribbles right side. Passes off over to Teague. Teague back up top. Thomas down inside. This is Jalen Morgan. Shoots it, no good. Rebound had by KJ Walton, and he's fouled by the Red Devils.
Well, Pike got a nice pass in there to Mr. Morgan, right in the middle of the zone. Turnaround shot was no good, then committed the foul on the rebound.
That's right. Morgan committed the foul, and it's going to be the second for the Red Devils, the first of Morgan's night. And here comes Ringo, sets up the offense. Gets a screen after the pass, passes off to Walton. Walton back cut. Nice pass by Kyle Thompson, but well defended by the Red Devils. Walton going to drive in, and he's hand checked by Tajai Teague. And I talked to you about it a little bit earlier, Chris. I'm going to call Tajai Teague. I'm going to call him Jeff. I'm going to call him Marcus. I'll probably call him George a couple times. And I'm going to call Jordash Mavunga Julian. I just hope I don't call him Stephanie.
Okay, we got you. You're right.
Ringo looking to inbound it. Gets it into Thompson on the near side. Up top now, over to KJ Walton. Walton shakes him off and says he's going to take it himself. Has it near the stripe. Dribbles, gets a screen. Picked up now by Morgan. This is Walton over to Mavunga, who passes it over to Ringo. Ringo down to the big man, into the post, and Thompson puts it up, knocks it down, and the foul.
Well, play by Kyle Thompson there showed his strength inside. He was surrounded by 3 Red Devil defenders, and he got up, and it was definitely a foul. The ball went up in the air way above the rim, but did fall through for the hoop and the harm. Here, he'll be at the line.
A nice post entry there from Darian Ringo into Kyle Thompson, and he knocked down the circus shot, and he's going to the line to convert the three-point play, and does so. And Thompson has a wrap around that left wrist and thumb area, so I hope that doesn't become a factor tonight for the Bulldogs, as here come the Red Devils. This is Rollins at the top of the key, looks inside, now over to Thomas. Thomas back over to Rollins. Rollins near side, passes it in, over to Long. Long puts the shot up in the lane, no good. Rebound fought for, and it's going to be the Bulldogs. Mavunga tipped that over to Tyler Houston.
Boy, Pike's missing some opportunities, getting the ball inside on that zone against Brownsburg, but missing close-in shots.
And it's got a lot to do, Chris, with that Bulldog defense.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Ringo. Ringo over to Houston. Houston looking up top to Mavunga. Mavunga back over near side to Kyle Thompson. Thompson dishes over to this is Ringo. Ringo dribbles in, passes in the corner to Mavunga. Mavunga's going to take it in and lose the basketball. Here comes White. White is chased down by Tyler Houston, who does a nice job of picking the guy up, making the shot difficult, but Long still knocks it down. And here come the Bulldogs back again.
Zach Long, his first bucket of the game. Almost a minute left here in the first quarter. Brownsburg leads 11-6.
That's right. Here's Ringo over to Thompson. In the corner to Houston. Short. No good. Rebound fought for. Tipped again by Mavunga, and Houston's got it once again. KJ Walton, top of the key. Going to dribble in. Drive. Shot up in the lane. No good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Boy, a good drive by Walton. He's such an athlete. When he gets that dribble penetration, he can get up and got over that Pike defender. The Pike defender did commit the foul.
That's right. KJ Walton, we talked about him being recruited before the game. He's being recruited by all kinds of state schools. I believe Butler's looked at him, IU and Purdue as well, and a couple of smaller mid-major schools, if you will. But the first free throw by Walton is no good. Subs into the game now for the Bulldogs and the Red Devils. In for the Devils, number 10, Justin Roberts. And for the Bulldogs, number 44, Vashon comes in for Thompson. And number 3, Lucas comes in for, I believe that was let's see, who Mavunga, and now Sam Comer, number 32, will come in and sit down KJ Walton, get him a rest before the quarter timeout. Here come the Red Devils. Justin Thomas takes it up the floor, has it across the timeline, gets it over far side now to Roberts. Roberts inside now to Teague. Teague has it in the lane, shoots it over Vashon, and the shot falls after it bounces on the rim.
Tajai Teague with 4 points. Got the ball down low, knew what to do with it, got it up over the Brownsburg defense and in.
And here comes Ringo, quickly gets it over to Comer. Comer up top now to Tyler Houston. Houston over to Lucas, top of the key. Lucas has it, looking to get rid of it. Can't do so yet. Gets a screen now from Ringo, drives in, look for the pass. Can't get it to Comer. Ball fought for. It's going to be tipped out of bounds off the Bulldogs. Red Devil ball.
Good drive by Trevor, but a risky pass trying to get Sam Comer in the lane. I don't know if Sam was ready for that pass, though.
Well, Chris, the Bulldog faithful out here tonight, not yet in full throat, but look, as the game gets down the stretch for that to be a factor,
sure.
As the Bulldog faithful always really solid for the Bulldogs. And here comes over near side to Roberts. Roberts up top now to Rollins. Rollins back to Roberts. Rollins. Now over to Thomas. Thomas, 3-ball on the way. Rims around and falls down at the buzzer, and that'll make it the end of the first quarter score. Brownsburg 12, Pike 11, and we'll be right back with you after a quick message from our sponsors.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody. Pizza with more toppings than you can count, including specialty pizzas, 5 different kinds of calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread with 2 kinds of dipping sauce, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. And don't forget Panuni's Jumbo Wings with 12 kinds of sauce. Mention the XRB and get 10% off of your order. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, open until 11 p.m. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Call 286-3500 Panuni's Pizza and Wings at 1447 East Main in Brownsburg.
Well, we mentioned it. The Bulldogs lead here early, 12-11, after one quarter. And, Chris, what's been the key for the Bulldogs early on?
Well, defense, too. Again, they only gave up 11 points in that first quarter, so that's good. And they've scored just enough to take the lead here. So far, K.J. Walton with 4 points. Definitely, of course, he's going to carry the load of the offense, but they like to spread it around, see if we can get, Mr. Thompson a basket down low. But right now, Brownsburg going to have 2 of their big men in the lineup. That's kind of rare to have Sam and Kyle Thompson in the lineup at the same time, at least from what we've seen so far this year.
Well, we mentioned in the pregame that the Red Devils have a tall starting lineup, and look for that to be something that we look at often tonight as the game goes on. But here come the Bulldogs. Ringo drives it across the logo, passes off now to Tyler Houston. Houston back in the corner to Ringo. Ringo fakes a shot, fakes a drive, now going to take it back. Looking to cut in, now passes up top to Thompson. Thompson gets it over to Houston. Houston gets a screen, and Houston traveled with the basketball.
First turnover of the second quarter here for Brownsburg. I think they've got 4 turnovers so far. Pike plays good defense too. Of course, that athleticism and size, that helps them on their defensive end too. Let's see if Brownsburg starts this quarter. They played the last part of that quarter in a zone. Looks like they'll go man-to-man to start the second.
Well, and Coach Lynch not afraid to pull the trigger on anybody as he brings out Lucas, and Mavunga comes in along with K.J. Walton, and Comer and Lucas go to the bench. Here comes Teague near side, has it, guarded by Walton. Over on the wing now to Roberts, and Roberts going to take it in. Roberts passes off, stolen away by Walton, and the Bulldogs will slow it down and look to set up a play.
Good defense.
Ringo gets across the timeline, drives in, layup, no good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Fouled on the play by number 22, Jalen Morgan.
Good drive by Ringo. I'm wanting to get him in the scoring column here. He's going to shoot some free throws, but showed you his speed there as he got past the Pike defender and went all the way to the hole, missed the shot, but he'll be at the line here.
Well, the last couple of years for the Bulldogs, the Ringos have really been a key factor at the point guard position, as Darian does a really nice job on the defensive end. He's got a lot of quickness, and he can really carve up the defense with his speed. First free throw by Ringo, good.
He's a 57% foul shooter so far after 4 games. Got that first one nice and easy.
So Ringo toes the stripe, eyes it, flies it, and knocks it down. Bulldogs lead now by 3 with 7 to go in the second quarter. Pass forward by the Red Devils, tipped out of bounds by Tyler Houston. I've tried to call him Kyle Thompson about 12 times tonight so far.
Boy, everything Pike does is contested by that tough Brownsburg defense. Tyler Houston breaking up the pass to the corner there.
And a menacing defense it is for the Bulldogs. Here comes Teague up at the top, over to, I believe that was Rollins who knocked down a 3-ball for the Red Devils.
His first basket of the game, Kendall Robbins, open from three-point lane from the line, hits it for Pike.
And here come the Bulldogs. Ringo using that speed to get inside again. Looks for the pass to Thompson, but no good on the pass. Here come the Red Devils quickly. Teague takes it up. Layup, no good. Tip back, no good. Rebound by Jordash Mavunga. Mavunga clears it and gets it off to Walton now. Walton will take it across the timeline. Getting it into the corner now to Ringo. Ringo fakes like he's going to drive. Now passes back out at the top of the arc to Mavunga. Mavunga over to Thompson. Back over to Ringo on the far side. 3-ball on the way. No good. Rebound. Tyler Houston. He's got it. And he gets it back out now to Walton. And they'll set up the offense over to Ringo. Ringo near side. Takes it. Guarded tightly. Going to drive it in. Has it over to Mavunga. Mavunga loses it. And the Red Devils will take control. And throw it out of bounds. The Bulldogs really lucked out there, as that was number 10, Justin Roberts, the freshman, trying to get it over to Jai Teague and can't do it. Bulldog basketball on the near sideline.
Well, they did get lucky there. Coach Lynch not happy that Brownsburg's committed 3 turnovers just this quarter alone.
And Cameron Walker into the game for the Red Devils for the first time tonight. And here's Darian Ringo at the top of the key. Drives it in, gets a screen from Mavunga, takes it, layup, no good, blocked away by Rollins. And here come the Red Devils, almost throwing it away again, but Teague saves the day for the Pike Red Devils. And here come the Red back on the near side, top of the key. Rollins 3-ball on the way, no good. Rebound fought for. Teague's going to get it this time, and rebound put it up and in.
Teague with 6 points now for Pike, and that is their first lead. Pike takes the lead 16-14.
Ringo passes it across the 10-second line over to Tyler Houston. Houston gets the pass now from Kyle Thompson, and the Bulldogs make a bad pass out of bounds.
4 turnovers this quarter, Marcus.
And Coach Lynch is going to take a timeout, Chris, so we'll take one with them, and we'll be right back with you here on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Nelson Jewelers. This holiday season, let Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you select the perfect gift. New collections have arrived just in time for Christmas. Whether her wish list includes a new pair of earrings, a sparkling pendant, bracelet, or ring, Nelson Jewelers offers unique and affordable designs in silver, 14 and 18 karat gold, and diamonds. Visit Nelson Jewelers at 22 East Main Street in Brownsburg and online at nelsonjewelers.com. Nelson Jewelers since 1958, a little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary. What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And getting ready to come out of the timeout, the Bulldogs trail the Red Devils now by a score of 14-16. And Chris, the Bulldogs were the benefit of a turnover by the Red Devils and then give it right back to them there on that play.
Yeah, and I know Coach Lynch not happy at all about that. And you're right, that's why he called the timeout. So a little bit of sloppy play here, but look at this score, Marcus. This is exactly where Brownsburg wants it. They want a tight game. 50 points at the end is fine with them. So this is Brownsburg style of game right now.
Well, here comes Thomas. He's guarded tightly by Ringo, and he is fouled at the top of the key before he can get a shot.
Is that Darian Ringo's first foul? I think so.
Yeah, I believe it is. Ringo's got his first foul of the game. He's got 4 points on the night. And the Bulldogs picking up now their second foul, as the Red Devils already have 6, so the Bulldogs will be in the bonus from here on out in the first half. Pass over across the time stripe, up top now to Thomas. Thomas drives in, shoots up, shot in the lane is good. Quickly.
Thomas now with 5 points. He kind of pushed off Ringo and got away with it there and got the open shot in close.
He did, and here come the Bulldogs. Here's Mavunga over to Thompson. Thompson back up top to Ringo. Ringo looking up for Lucas. Free throw stripe, passes over into the corner over to Kyle Thompson. His shot's no good from 12 feet. Pass up by the Red Devils after the rebound, and they will take a lead of 6 now as the score is 20-14. And Coach Lynch going to the sideline again for some more substitutions. He'll send them in at the next dead ball.
There we saw that Pike offense break out on a fast break, and no problem for Cameron Walker scoring his first bucket.
Ringo gets it across the logo. Now back up top to Kyle Thompson. Thompson to Lucas. Lucas drives. No good on the layup. And the Bulldogs will fight for it. And it's going to be a dunk now from Tajai Teague as the Red Devils will take a bigger lead. 8 points now, 14-22.
Boy, Brownsburg tried for a steal. That cross-court pass. Couldn't get it, and that left Teague alone for the slam.
And the Devils are really stepping up their defense right now.
Yes.
Forcing the Bulldogs to try to drive to the basket and take tough shots. But here comes Brownsburg now as Ringo has it. He's going to put his man in the washing machine. Pass it in the corner to Lucas. 3-ball on the way. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Kyle Thompson can't get it. It's taken now by Cameron Walker. And Walker will get it over to Thomas. Up top now to Rollins. 3-ball from Rollins on the way. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Controlled by Kyle Thompson. And again, Jordash Mavunga pushing it off to Thompson that time. Really fighting for the ball for the Bulldogs and keeping a minute here early. Walton slices through the defense. Layup on the way. Knocks it down. Count it. And put him on the line.
K.J. Walton's first basket of this second quarter came on a drive down the lane, and he got fouled again. Good job by K.J. there on the penetration.
Did you like my little Chris Denieri there? I'm sorry, that was Mark Boyle.
There we go.
Count it and put him on the line.
Yep, love it.
I can't quite go boom baby yet, but because the Bulldogs haven't knocked down a 3-ball, but trust me, I'll be there.
Okay. We love Slick Leonard, though. He had a funny one last night. He called Lance Stevenson, was at the line late, and he said, "Come on, Lancey, let's get these." I don't know if Lance would like to be called Lancey, but Dalton Deshawn checks in. I think this is his first action of the game. Remember, both these teams did play last night. These are high school players, though, so they should be okay tonight. I don't expect any fatigue issues, but both teams did play last night. Of course, Brownsburg in a hard-fought game. They had to keep their starters in, Marcus, almost the whole game last night. It was a hard-fought game down to the end when Zionsville came back in the fourth quarter.
Well, and the free throw good from K.J. Walton. He'll convert the three-point play and bring the Bulldogs within 5. The Red Devils push it quickly. Here's Rollins.
Switch to his own.
The Bulldogs switch to his own. Over to Jeff White in the corner, and the Bulldogs get the rebound off the missed 3. Dalton Vachon, the junior, gets it, and here comes Darian Ringo. Trying to get it to Walton, and he does. Walton's going to have to get it across the time stripe. Does so between the legs, drives inside, putting up the layup. Circus shot, not good this time, and a foul going to be called and over the back on Dalton Vachon that time.
Did they get the big guy, Vachon?
I believe they did. Vachon tried to tip it for the Bulldogs, but couldn't quite get on the other side of the big man for the Red Devils. And here comes number 10, Justin Roberts for Pike. Gets it over to Rollins. Now inside to Walker, and a steal by K.J. Walton.
Good defense. K.J. having a good first half here.
Well, Chris, I have a feeling you're going to be saying good defense a lot tonight, as the Bulldogs, we talked about it in the pregame, are really solid on the defensive side of the ball, but really stepping it up now against the Red Devils. Here's Ringo driving it inside.
Oh!
And they're going to call a charge on Ringo. I'm not sure that the Red Devil guy got there in time, but the official had his mind made up long before the play was over.
It was close, Marcus. I guess basket not going to count.
No, he didn't count the basket, and it gave the ball to the Red Devils.
That was close.
Give credit to the Pike defender. I believe that was number 42. And I'll give credit to him, Cameron Walker, on the play, as he'll come out now in lieu of number 20, Dejon Shelton. And here comes Thomas across the timeline. In the corner, now to Walker. That's White. White back up top to Thomas.
2 minutes, too.
Bulldogs back in that zone, and there's 2 minutes left in the half. Here comes a pass over to Thomas. Thomas.
He walked.
And that's going to be an illegal procedure, if you will, on the Red Devils. A false start, I guess, is not necessary. You can't call it a false start in basketball, but you certainly can call it an illegal procedure.
You call some good football, too, Marcus. So I like the illegal procedure there.
Well, I appreciate it. And usually when they call a false start in football, I call it traveling.
Okay.
So here comes Walton.
Big possession here.
It is a huge possession for the Bulldogs, and Walton will bring it across the time stripe and get it knocked away on the pass to Houston. A nice little defensive play there by Dejon Shelton. And the Bulldogs will try to get it in.
Wow.
And there's a bad pass from Vachon to Walton. Walton playing some good defense, though, on the other end. And really nice job there by K.J. Walton of breaking up that shot. Here comes Lucas. He's going to drive inside. Nice pass to Mavunga. And, oh, my goodness, he is swatted out of there by Kendall Rollins. The 6'6" senior
Wow.
said, "I don't think so, sir."
There's an athlete for you. Man, it looked like Trevor Lucas had that layup in the bag. And
Well, and what a job of the Bulldogs
Yeah.
defending on that end. KJ Walton not giving up on the play
Right.
after a bad pass from his teammate.
exactly.
And
Did
here
not
come
give
the
up.
Bulldogs now. Pass in the corner to Walton. Walton will dribble it across to the top of the arc and have it near the logo now.
Brownsburg trails by 5. They need a bucket here.
They do, and Walton breaks the 5-second call, drives inside, putting up a layup, and he's blocked again by Rollins. Rollins pass over to Roberts. Roberts going to take it in, and I hope they don't call a block this time, as I thought Tyler Houston was there, but I believe they are. It's going to be 2 shots for the Red Devils.
Justin Roberts will go to the line now. 22-17 Pike. Only a minute 14 left in this first half. Brownsburg would like to hold Pike to no more of a lead than this right now and cut into that lead on the next possession.
Well, and we talked about it in the pregame. The Bulldogs giving up 45 points a game, so right now they're just under half their average.
Yeah.
But if the Red Devils are to score at all anymore, they'll be over half the average. So here comes the free throw from Roberts, and the first one's no good. We mentioned it earlier, Chris. The Red Devils 10 of 19 from the line last night, not shooting a very high clip from the free throw stripe, as the Bulldogs are not shooting very well, as the Bulldogs are 63% on the year.
I think this is Pike's first free throw of the night. At least that's what I had.
Well, and here's the second one, and it is good. So the Bulldogs trail now by 6.
Pressure
and here's
defense.
the inbound pass to Tyler Houston. Full court pressure now from the Red Devils. Lucas gonna have to get it across the stripe and does so. He's guarded tightly by Roberts. Lucas over and out of Bashan. Bashan looking for a pass. Gets Lucas on the handoff. Lucas shot up, no good. I thought he might have been
I
fouled.
was going to say.
And there's not a foul called, but they'll call it on the rebound on Mavunga. And I thought if anybody's going to get called on that one, it was going to be Tyler Houston, but they'll call it on Jordash.
Mavunga, his first foul. Boy, I cannot believe they did not call a foul on Trevor. You know, we keep talking about how great Brownsburg defense is, but boy, these Pike defenders, they'll put a lot of pressure on you too.
That's right. The long athleticism of the Red Devils has become a big factor in the game so far. And here comes Thomas bringing it across the timeline with 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's get a stop here, Brownsburg. Come on now. Need to get this stop and hold this Pike lead down.
Here's Roberts inside, shot up, no good. Rebound fought for by 2 Bulldogs, and Lucas has it. They're going to slow it down and possibly look for the last shot of the half. They get it to Walton, who dribbles it across the timeline. He has it near the top of the key, over by the scorer's table now, takes it inside, tipped away, and he's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 1-1.
Got lucky there. That was almost a turnover and a fast break for Pike, but after Pike stole the ball, they did commit a foul against Walton. He'll be at the line.
Well, Chris, another rebound for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are really tough on the board so far in the game tonight.
Yeah, they out-rebounded Zionsville last night by a healthy margin. Defensive rebounding is helping them win these games, and that's why they're off to a 3-1 start.
Well, that's right. And defensive rebounding is always a real key in high school basketball. You can't give up those free second chance points. So a real nice job so far for the Bulldogs of blocking out and keeping the Red Devils off the glass. First free throw on the way from Walton is good.
KJ now 3 out of 4 from the line tonight. Has 9 points here in the first half.
Nice
Brownsburg
job.
defense will drop back.
Nice job of Walton converting the free throw attempt and looking for the next one. And he'll knock it down, and the Bulldogs trail now by 4 with 26.7 to go in the half.
Play tough defense here. They're gonna employ a zone here on this important possession.
That's right. The Red Devils have only knocked down 2 3-pointers. They've really got to keep them out of the paint right now, do the Bulldogs. And they're going to let the Red Devils have this last shot. 10 seconds now to go in the half. Over to Roberts. Roberts up top to Thomas. Thomas back to Roberts. 3 ball on the way with 5 seconds. No good. Rebound Walton with 3, 2. He'll shoot it from half court with 1. Oh, just off the glass. And I thought Walton got a pretty good look at that, but couldn't quite knock it down. He really kind of slowed it down and took his time once he got to half court and had a pretty good look at the basket, but no good. The Bulldogs will go into halftime trailing by 4, and we'll take a quick word from our sponsors.
When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured that they will be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect. That's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. Wiley Palooza. When doing your holiday shopping, here we go. Wiley Palooza. Merry Christmas from Wiley Palooza. Right now, they're offering 25% off of their specialty Sundays and special frappes in December. Come in and try the new Santa Sundae. It's made with warm chocolate, cake, peppermint ice cream, hot fudge, whipped cream, peppermint flakes, and Oreo crumbles. Or you can try the Death by Chocolate, or the Hot Mess, or the Tin Roof, or the Elvis Sundaes, all made with our fresh premium hand-dipped ice cream. Wiley Palooza at 1022 East Main Street and the Brownsburg Main Street Shopping Plaza, open 7 days a week.
All right, well, Chris, we're here at halftime with just 8 minutes before we're going to get back into second half action. Bulldogs trail by a score of 19-23, but a real nice job by the Bulldogs offensively and defensively. The Red Devils stepped up that defense in the second quarter a little bit more so. But the Bulldogs have done a nice job so far.
Yeah, you mentioned Pike defense in the second quarter there. Brownsburg only had 7 points. They had 12 points in the first quarter, 7 points for 19 at halftime. Pike a little more consistent, 11 points in the first quarter, 12 in the second. They lead 23-19. Tajai Teague led them in scoring with 8 points, they being Pike. Justin Thomas had 5, Kendall Rollins with only 3. Cameron Walker had 2, Zach Long 2. For Brownsburg, of course, the leading scorer was K.J. Walton, as expected, 9 points. Trevor Lucas, after having that big 19-point effort last night, only has 2 points, and he is 1 out of 4 from the line. We'd like to get Trevor a 3-point basket. You know, he's pretty good at those. Darian Ringo has 2 points only. Kyle Thompson, the only other scorer for Brownsburg, with 2 points.
Well, in the Bulldogs, they've done a nice job on the defensive end, we mentioned, but on the offensive end, they've really been trying to attack the basket, and that's something that we look for them to continue to do in the second half, as it's going to draw the fouls on the Red Devils. The Bulldogs got in the bonus early in that first half, and look for that to be a factor. And, Chris, we can't get out of here tonight without recognizing the outstanding contributions, as always. Every time we come here to Brownsburg, the hospitality is excellent. We got to thank Superintendent Jim Snap, Dr. Jim Snap, that is, Principal Brett DeGay, and Athletic Director Kelly Wagner, who in her first full year as Bulldogs Athletic Director has really made some nice changes to this basketball floor. Can you talk a little bit about the way what the Bulldogs have done with their actual basketball floor this year that's different from last?
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It really is. Of course, they added the big, aggressive, tough Bulldog emblem at half court that looks very sharp. And then they're honoring the 2008 state champions with a little logo there on the side, the new end zones with Brownsburg and the good color scheme. So Fieldhouse looks great.
It really does, and one of my favorite things as the game of basketball is evolving and the way you see the courts evolving is that they've really held true to the simple, a little bit does a lot, and I think it's a really nice concept they've got down there on the floor with that big, nice, aggressive Bulldog, as you mentioned. They do pay homage to the 4A state champions of 2008 with Gordon Hayward and Julian Mavunga. They've got the writing down on the inline and the inset of the three-point area. They've got the key as a different color than the three-point area. And it's just a really nice look down here. But we'll take a quick break, and we'll read a few more sponsors off, and then we'll be back for second half action in just a few minutes.
Nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning for your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm Agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm Agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody, and you don't even have to leave home. Call 286-3500 for free delivery to Pittsboro, Claremont, North Avon, and all of Brownsburg. Specialty pizza, calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough, not to mention Panuni's jumbo wings. Tell them you heard it from WXRB and get 10% off of your order. Check out their Facebook page for specials. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, open until 11 p.m. Locally owned. Panuni's Pizza and Wings on 1447 East Main in Brownsburg. Right now at your Brownsburg McDonald's, try these tasty holiday treats during the month of December. Peppermint mocha, a milder blend of espresso, steamed milk, peppermint, and dark chocolate syrup, topped with whipped cream and chocolate drizzle. Available for a limited time, medium only $2.99. And the McRib is back, a hot sandwich that is a balanced blend of caramelized bread, seasoned pork, McDonald's signature McRib sauce, a sweet, smoky, tangy Western barbecue-style sauce, dill pickles, and mild, fresh slivered onions. Now only $2.79. Both available at your two Brownsburg McDonald's on Main Street next to Marsh and just off Interstate 74. Marcus, Hoosier County Crossroads action, of course, here tonight with the Brownsburg Bulldogs. But just looking at how the conference is doing, Hamilton Southeastern off to a big start at 4-0. Avon, too, our friends to the south at 3-0. McCutcheon up by Lafayette 4-0. Brownsburg's 3-1. Westfield, they've only played one game right now. They're at 1-0. Zionsville at 1-1. Noblesville 2-2. Harrison West Lafayette 2-3. Lafayette Jeff 2-3. And Fishers, although they have some good athletes, struggling at 1-4. Other games tonight in the conference include Fishers at Franklin Central, Lafayette Jeff at Logansport, North Montgomery at McCutcheon. Pike, of course, we're here with Brownsburg and Pike. Warren Central's at Avon, so that's a big game down there. And then Westfield's at Kokomo tonight.
Well, Chris, I was thinking about this while I walked away for a moment. The Bulldogs 4A state champions of 2008 did boast the stars, if you will, of Julian Mavunga and Gordon Hayward. Real quickly, Blake Hall, one of the players on that team, his brother is Landon Hall, the guy that knocked down that corner three. I tell you, they look just alike. But mentioning Gordon Hayward, he had a huge game for the Utah Jazz last night. Scored 30 points, had 13 rebounds, and hit some key free throws down the stretch for the Utah Jazz. So it's good to see the Bulldogs on the professional ranks.
Gordon's really developed. He's their leading scorer this year, I know. He's had a good season so far. He had to find a little toughness. And any new player in the NBA, you got to find your way unless you're an outstanding player. But he's really developed. Jazz having a bad year. I know their record's not good, but Gordon's been very impressive.
Well, you're right. You're right, Chris. And one of the things that we used to see from Gordon at Brownsburg that we don't see so much is he was kind of timid, and even a little bit at Butler. He was not very quick to take control of a game, and that's something that I saw him do last night watching the Jazz play. And it's really good to see that young man. His dad's on the coaching staff here at Brownsburg, and it's really nice to see Gordon have the ability now to really just take over a game, and he did it a couple times last night. He would have the ball. He got a rebound one time, and he took it coast to coast and drove past a couple of Denver defenders.
Wow.
And this was all on the road. So kudos to Gordon. He's a great kid, and he deserves everything he gets in the NBA.
Well, I think he's got confidence in his game now. He knows he belongs in the NBA and can play, and he's definitely more assertive. And I'm glad you mentioned, his dad, of course, on the staff here. When Coach Lynch came over, he kept most of the assistants that were here last year. Those assistants include Bronson Licklider, Rich Thomas, John Grimes, Drew Tower, and Mr. Gordon Hayward.
Well, and you mentioned Drew Tower. He's the head coach of that JV squad. He's a young guy. He's actually my age. He's only 25 years old. But he does a really nice job. He demands the respect of the players. He played himself in college at Taylor, I believe.
Oh, okay. Great basketball there.
Right, and he played for Lynch in high school when Drew was in high school. So he's always had a lot of thirst for the game, and it's good to see Drew out there coaching that JV squad this year, as I know Coach Lynch is happy to see him succeed.
Well, big second half coming up here. Brownsburg defense has been fine. They need to score the basketball a little more. Only 4 players have scored, and we need to get Trevor Lucas going from long range. But Pike's defense, outstanding too. Boy, they put pressure on you all over the court.
Well, and Chris, we'll go to one more quick message before we get ready for second half action. Be right back with you here on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Running a little short on cash or got some collectible items around the house you don't need or want? Take them to Hendricks County Estate Buyers in Brownsburg. They buy gold, silver, coins, tools, electronics, and antiques. They specialize in one-piece or entire collections. If you have an estate or household liquidation, call them first. Ask for Justin at 317-286-4600. 888-3652, 7 days a week. They're on the corner of Main and Odell in Brownsburg. That's Hendricks County Estate Buyers.
And here come the Red Devils. They'll get it out of the halftime. Bulldogs will work their way from left to right on your computer screen or radio dial as the Red Devils will go from right to left.
And play man-to-man defense to start.
Man-to-man for the Bulldogs. Here's a drive from the Red Devils. That was Thomas. He takes it up and puts it in. Kyle Thompson gets it into Ringo. Ringo brings it across the time stripe.
Well, that must have been a called play at halftime from Coach Zick. They had Thomas charge right down the lane for that basket.
That's right, and it looked like it was planned, and here come the Bulldogs back now. Ringo drives it in.
Good
nice
pass
inside. You got it right, Chris. That was a great pass inside from Ringo to the junior KJ Walton, and the Bulldogs now trail by 4 once again.
Good old-fashioned bounce pass into the post there.
That's right. You always got to feed the post with a bounce pass, and here come the Bulldogs with another defensive rebound, and here comes Ringo quickly. He'll drive it in. Corner. Trevor Lucas. 3-ball. No good. Rebound fought for, and it's going to be a foul called on Tyler Houston. Tyler Houston didn't touch him. He tipped the ball out of bounds, but they're going to call a foul on him anyways.
Wow, Trevor Lucas, an open shot there. They must have been thinking the same thing we were at halftime. We got to get Trevor Lucas some shots and get him involved there. Just missed it.
You're right. And Lucas, he had the open look, but he couldn't quite knock it down. And here come the Red Devils. Teague gets it into Thomas.
Only Bulldog starter in foul trouble. There's Tyler Houston with 3 fouls.
Thomas dribbles it across the logo. Gets it far side now to Teague. Teague, free throw line extended. Back up top to Thomas. Thomas back over on that elbow to, that was White, I believe. And White gets it back up to Thomas. Thomas now dribbles far side. Dishes inside to the post. Passes inside. No shot is going to be called. A foul going to be on, I believe, Mavunga. Yes, it is. It's called on Jordash.
Boy, the minute the Pike offensive player there, Morgan, caught the ball down low, he was surrounded by 3 Brownsburg's defenders as they collapsed on that.
Bulldogs will stay in man-to-man. Pass in, goes to Morgan. And Morgan drives it in on Thompson, and he takes a layup and puts it in. 5:35 to go. I'm sorry, 6:30 to go now in the third quarter, and Ringo's going to bring it across the stripe.
Morgan has 4 points for Pike now.
Gets it over to Lucas. Now up top, now to Mavunga. Over to Thompson, back near side to Ringo. Ringo drives in, passes off to Mavunga. Nice pass. Mavunga hangs in the air and can't knock down the layup, but a nice job of drawing the foul by Jordash Mavunga.
That was Mavunga's first field goal attempt of the night off a nice pass by Darian Ringo. He's getting some penetration here and getting those passes off to Brownsburg shooters.
Well, one of the things you're seeing right now, if you got a chance to look at it, you got 2 coaches standing up talking to the players on the sideline as Gordon Hayward just sat down. But Hayward was kind of taking Walton to the side as Coach Lynch was taking Ringo and just talking to 2 different players about 2 different things right there. But Gordon Hayward is very much involved with with the goings on down here. And Mavunga's first free throw is good. Second free throw falls as it bounces around the rim. So here's Thomas, top of the key. Might have walked with it, but he gets it away to Rollins. Rollins has it near side, drives on Lucas. Shot up. No good. Rebound for Mavunga. And here come the Bulldogs. Bulldogs continue to handle the defensive rebounds. Ringo inside to Thompson. Thompson, backdoor pass to Lucas. Reverse layup is no good. Fought for. And they're going to call another over the back, and it's the same official. And it's again, I don't think he went over the back, Chris.
Well, I'm not sure what that call was, and neither is Coach Lynch. He's upset at it, too.
He seems infuriated as
that was on Mavunga.
It's that same official. He's called 3 over the backs in a row, and not one of them I believe is an actual foul. It was a little bit of a foul disparity in the first half for the Bulldogs. They got a little bit more called on the Red Devils. But this time it's Bulldogs trailing in the foul department 3-1.
Boy, Trevor Lucas had a layup there. He's 1 out of 6 from the field so far after that big 19-point effort last night. So he needs to score some, knock him down.
Maybe struggling with the legs, getting under him a little bit. And that one was over the back, and they'll call it. Different official this time, but they're going to call the over the back this time on the Red Devils.
Thank you very much.
And, I mean, a good job by the short 6 foot, I believe he's 6'2", Tyler Houston, the senior, and blocking out the much taller defender. And the Bulldogs are going to gain possession here with a 4-point deficit with 5:30 to go in the third quarter. Here's the pass, top of the key to Mavunga. Over to Ringo, now inside to Walton. Walton backs his man down. Ball fought for and passed back out to Ringo. Ringo hands it off to Walton, and Walton's going to be fouled by White, I believe.
Well, that wasn't a good place to try a handoff there by Ringo. Walton was pinned against the sideline. Pike defense using the sideline as a defender was effective there. But Brownsburg will have the ball inboundings on the side here.
Kyle Thompson going to look to get it in. Looking, and finds K.J. Walton.
They say Pike tipped it. They want it over in the back, but Pike tipped that ball.
Absolutely, and Walton drives in. Pass in the corner to Tyler Houston. 3-ball is good. Boom, baby. And a timeout called by the Bulldogs as Coach Lynch is not happy about what happened right there. The Bulldogs knocked down a 3, but there was something that happened that Coach Lynch was not proud of.
Yeah, and the referee having a little trouble with the Pike bench, too. They thought that was an over in the back, but the Pike defender must have tipped the ball. Walton was able to recover and head down the court.
Well, and the Pike fans weren't happy about it. The Pike bench wasn't happy about it, but I think he's right. I think it was tipped a little bit. Walton never had full possession of it over on the offensive side of the half-court line, so I think it was the right call that time. But 5:07 to go here in the third, and we'll take another message from our sponsors.
You're listening to Brownsburg Varsity Basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by McDonald's, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson Jewelers, Panuni's, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Wiley Palooza. We want to thank all our sponsors. They make this possible. We want to thank also Rob Kendall and the Audio Sports Online Network. They do a great job for us. And, of course, Shane Ray and XRB in Brownsburg for bringing this broadcast to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rob is really the MVP of this team.
He's an MVPer.
I mean, he's a
PTPer.
He's a PTPer. He's a diaper dandy. He's a Lollapalooza all rolled into one.
I saw Dick Vitale at that North Carolina-Kentucky game today. Saw him on TV. He was in heaven. Of course, he loves those kind of matchups.
Oh, man, he loves those top teams. And we got two top teams in the IHSAA here as Pike brings it across the timeline.
Brownsburg wins this game. They're going to be rated.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And here comes Thomas over near side to White. White back up to Thomas.
They've cut this Pike lead down to 1. It's 27-26 Pike.
Thomas holds it, gets it over near side. This is Long dribbles in. Shot is good. Tyler Houston trying to draw the charge but can't do it, and Long got a wide open layup.
Zach Long with 4 points for Pike.
Here comes Ringo. Gets it across the stripe. Dribbles, spins, now gets it back over to Walton. Walton up top to Mavunga, over now to Thompson. Thompson swings it far side, near side now. That's Ringo. Ringo looking inside, can't find anybody. Gets it to Mavunga. Mavunga going to dribble, spin, and the Red Devils have read their scouting report on Jordash Mavunga because every time he gets the ball and tries to dribble, they really get up in his face and try to take it from him.
Yeah, they attack him as soon as he gets the ball, and he turned it over right there. Hurt his knee a little bit too, but I think he's going to be okay as he walks slowly back to the bench. Pike ball.
And for those of you who are just listening to us, for me and Chris, our buddy J.P. Sinclair over on the Plainfield station just sent me a text message, says they need a 24-second shot clock in high school.
Plainfield must be holding the ball.
I guess you're right, and that's a shot no good, knocked out of bounds by the Red Devils, and the Bulldogs will get it back, trailing now by 3 with just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pass inside to Thompson, and I think this guy just likes to blow his whistle there, Chris. Now, when I coached with the junior high last year at Brownsburg, he was on the crew a couple times when I had him, and he told me to sit down and shut up a few times.
Wow. I believe it there. Jalen Morgan, though, for Pike, he did commit that foul. I mean, he was hanging his head about that offensive possession that he did not score on. Here's KJ.
Walton knocks it down from the top of the arc, but it's going to be another 2 for Walton. The Bulldogs trail by 1 once again.
14 points for KJ Walton now, leading scorer.
And here's the pass over to Long. Pass up top to Rollins. 3-ball on the way, and Rollins knocks it down, pushing their lead to 4 once again.
Rollins, his second three-pointer of the game with 6 points.
Ringo defended in the full court by Thomas. Ringo looking to get it up.
Get up.
Thomas guarding him tightly. And a jump ball is going to be called And the possession arrow points to the Bulldogs.
I'm glad he didn't call a foul there on Ringo. He was just reaching over trying to recover that ball back from being stolen. Boy, his Pike defense put some pressure on you.
You're exactly right, Chris. And what a nice job there by Thomas of defending the point guard Ringo. Thompson looking to get it inbounds. Looking, finds Trevor Lucas. Lucas is trapped now by the Red Devils, and he'll break the trap by himself. Pass it into Houston. Houston pumps, knocks down the layup in the lane.
Tyler Houston with an effective shot fake there. Got the layup.
And here come the Red Devils, and a traveling violation called on Pike. Bulldog basketball with 3:07 to go in the third quarter and a 2-point deficit. The Bulldogs can tie it on this trip.
I'd like to see Trevor Lucas hit a three, or Tyler Houston the way he's been shooting. Let's take this lead. Pike again going to pressure the ball here in the back court.
Here's Ringo. Steps away as defender. Needs to get it across the timeline. And barely does so. Ringo showing some nice defense.
Wow.
Chris, it's the same guy blowing his whistle all night long.
We'll take it.
But, hey, both teams are being the beneficiaries of his incessant whistle blowing as there's 2:55 to go. And it's 4 fouls for the Bulldogs and 5 fouls for the Red Devils.
They called that one on Jeff White for Pike, and after the call, he turned around like, I have no idea why I got called for that foul.
Well, Chris, we're talking about the whistles are being blown a lot, but it's been a fairly physical game so far.
It is. That's right.
So it's kind of something that you do need to see in high school basketball. You don't want anything to get out of hand, so the referee is kind of taking the game under control and putting it in his own hands as trying to avoid any escalation.
Good call, Marcus. You're right. Both these teams playing tough, aggressive defense, as we talked about all game, so they're in each other's face. You're right.
Walton drives it in, going to shoot it up in the lane, and knocks down the shot. KJ Walton driving to the basket, and the Bulldogs utilizing that the pump fake very much so early on.
KJ 3 out of 3 from the field, all 2-pointers, but he's got 6 points this half.
Here's a pass tipped away by Walton. A nice job on the deflection by KJ Walton. And I'll tell you what, in the second half, the Bulldogs have really stepped up their defense.
Yeah, they're alert. They're breaking up passes here from Pike. Well, what a tough battle we've got here tonight. This is big-time high school basketball.
And Ringo called rightfully for the hand check on that one as he had his hands all over that was Thomas for the Red Devils.
Ringo's third foul.
And Justin Roberts, the lone freshman in either team's roster on the varsity side, into the game once again for the Red Devils. And here's Thomas over to Roberts. Roberts passes it inside, and the ball is stripped away.
Oh.
And there's that man again. He just loves to hear it. He must know this game's on TV tonight.
He's got KJ, and that's KJ's first foul.
Which is good for the Bulldogs, and I believe they'll be shooting 2 free throws. So let's go ahead and take a quick message from our sponsors, Chris.
Hold up. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and shoot first.
Okay, they're going to shoot free throws then. Okay.
42, Cameron Walker at the line.
There we go. I couldn't find it right there on the program. So there's Cameron Walker at the line. First free throw is up and no good. Chris, have the Red Devils hit a free throw yet tonight? One free throw.
Justin Roberts has 1 free throw.
1 free throw out of, I would say, probably 6 or 7.
Yeah, they haven't been at the line too much.
So if this game comes down to the wire, look for the Bulldogs to be able to foul late in the game.
Good point.
But here's another free throw up and no good again from Cameron Walker. And the Bulldogs will get it back after the defensive rebound with a chance to take the lead.
2:18 left. Let's take this lead.
Ringo puts the layup up in the lane. No good. Rebound fought for by Tyler Houston. He tips it out to Kyle Thompson. And the Bulldogs.
Good job, Houston.
Good job by Tyler Houston. That's exactly right. And here's Walton at the top of the key. The Bulldogs, who haven't led since the, I believe, 7:30 mark of the second quarter, are trying to take a lead with just under 2 to go in the third. Here's Walton, drives in, layup. Oh, no good. Can't knock it down. And the Bulldogs got to get back quickly on defense as the athletic Red Devils will push it quickly. Here's Long passing over near side to Roberts. Roberts going to dribble it in, drive, a whistle blown, and a foul called before the shot on Kyle Thompson.
Coach Lynch happy with the effort there to get back on defense. That's something we saw last night, too, in the Zionsville game. Brownsburg rarely gives up a fast break. They're good in transition defense. That foul was on Justin Thompson, his first. Justin Roberts will be at the line. He's one out of two there so far.
And 2 more free throws here for the Red Devils as Roberts will go to the line and shoot 1 and 1. First free throw on the way from Roberts is no good. Rebound by K.J. Walton. He really skied and grabbed that rebound and clears it off to Darian Ringo.
Boy, Pike not shooting free throws well at all in the few opportunities that they've had.
Ringo gets it across the time stripe. Looking on the back door now is Vashon for Walton, and he can't make the right decision. I believe as a basketball guy, every time that you make a cut, you have to let the passer determine that cut. And Walton didn't let Vashon determine the cut on that one as he tried to make a back cut and then cut back away from the basket, and Vashon ended up throwing it away. So here come the Red Devils. Here's Rollins, has it on the far wing. Up top now, over to Thomas. Thomas passes to Roberts, and a kick ball violation going to be called on the Bulldogs.
Brownsburg back in a man-to-man defense here. They're switching up defenses effectively tonight between the zone and man-to-man.
1:10 now to go in the third quarter. Here's the pass to Rollins. Rollins over now to Thomas. Thomas, far side, over to Roberts. Roberts, Thomas, and Rollins are giving me a little tongue twister, and here's Rollins again. Pass to Thomas. Thomas tips to Rollins. Rollins going to drive in, looks for the contact, but avoids it, and knocks down the layup.
It's his first field goal tonight. Boy, he showed you some athleticism there. He got way up to the hoop on that layup.
That's right. Here come the Bulldogs. Ringo pushing it across the timeline. Can't quite come up with it, the Bulldogs. A bad pass there from Ringo, and I think the Bulldogs are trying to force it a little bit into the post, and it's not really working for them here late in the first half.
Exactly.
Third quarter, I'm sorry.
Exactly. I've got them for 4 turnovers this quarter alone, and they've turned it over. Pike defense has a lot to do with that.
Here's Walton near side. Bulldogs are holding it, maybe waiting for the last shot of the quarter. I'm sorry. Here's a pass in the corner to Ringo. Ringo going to drive in, pass off to Vashon. Vashon has it at the free throw stripe. Gets it out now to Lucas. 15 seconds, and the Bulldogs will look for the last shot, I believe.
Foul.
Lucas being just hammered, and a travel is called.
Wow.
I mean, that guy's been blowing his whistle all half long, and he decides to swallow it on that play, and Lucas picks up the traveling. With 8 seconds to go, the Red Devils will get the last shot of the third quarter. Here's Thomas. Has it with 3. Now 2. Drives in. Ball tipped away. Shot at the buzzer is up by long and no good. And the Bulldogs will go into the fourth quarter trailing by a score of 32-34. Back in a moment after a word from our sponsors.
You're finally on your own, living in your own place, paying your bills, making your own decisions. When your decisions involve insurance and financial needs, it's nice to have a little help. State Farm Agent Pete Fay knows that being on your own shouldn't feel like being alone. Visit State Farm Agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Merry Christmas from Wiley Palooza. Right now they're offering 25% off other specialty sundaes and specialty frappes in December. Come in and try the new Santa Sundae. It's made with warm chocolate, cake, peppermint ice cream, hot fudge, whipped cream, peppermint flakes, and Oreo crumbles. Or you can try the Death by Chocolate, the Hot Mess, the Tin Roof, or the Elvis Sundaes, all made fresh with premium hand-dipped ice cream. Wiley Palooza at 1022 East Main Street in the Brownsburg Main Street Shopping Plaza, open 7 days a week.
Chris, do you have a towel I could borrow? My mouth has watered to the point of a puddle underneath me after that Wiley Palooza commercial.
There we go.
I mean, just fresh hand-dipped ice cream. You can't get any better than that.
Everybody who's been there that I've heard of has loved it.
That Santa Sundae sounds phenomenal. I know Rob's going to go get himself a Santa Sundae after the game tonight. Treat himself after a job well done, as usual. So out of the quarter break we come. The Bulldogs trail by a score of 32-34, but keeping the game right in the range where they want it, a low-scoring contest with 8 minutes to go. And whereas the fourth quarter was the difference in that game against number 1 Carmel, let's see if it can be a difference in favor of the Bulldogs against number 2 Pike.
Brownsburg did outscore Pike in that third quarter, 13-11. And Brownsburg will regain the ball after turnover by Pike.
And here comes the pass from Ringo into Thompson. Thompson, backdoor cut. Wonderful backdoor cut from Darian Ringo, and the Bulldogs have tied it up here at 34.
Ringo with 4 points. Good pass by the big man Thompson.
So here's Thomas. Gets it over to Rollins. Rollins going to drive it in, and he throws it away as well. And the Bulldogs will get it back with another chance to take the lead. Again, the Bulldogs haven't led the game since it was, I believe it was 12-11 at the end of the first quarter. I'm sorry, it was 14-14 at the end of the first quarter, and the Bulldogs have trailed ever since then. So the Bulldogs have come back to tie it at 34 once again, and 7:30 to go in the fourth quarter.
Coach Lentz has an offensive play called here. Let's see what they run.
Here's the pass inside to Lucas. He dribbles it off of his foot and out of bounds. And I believe the Bulldogs called that play to set it up.
Yeah, they had Trevor Lucas open underneath the basket and just dribbled it off his foot and out of bounds. First turnover of the quarter for Brownsburg. 34 all, 17 left.
Here's the pass into Rollins. Rollins up top takes a shot, no good. Rebound by Tyler Houston. And here comes Ringo. Ringo going quickly, drives it in. Pass off to Walton. Walton, 3-ball on the way. No good. Rebound, Kyle Thompson and Tyler Houston fight for it. Here's Ringo in the corner. His three's blocked. Another rebound by Tyler Houston. Now out to Lucas. Lucas drives in. Fouled, and he'll go to the line. And he hit the floor hard on that play.
You know, he hit the back of his head on the floor. He fell backwards after getting fouled hard by the Pike defender. That may take a minute to shake off. Boy, Tyler Houston getting some rebounds. And on this end, down on here on the defensive end, he's skied for that rebound. You know, he is an athlete, like you said, a baseball player. He's got a scholarship to Butler to play baseball.
You're right. And he, I wouldn't be surprised to see him at least attempt to walk onto the Butler Bulldogs squad.
Be worth a shot, sure.
You know, he could be a huge practice player for them. He works hard. He does things the Bulldog way, and it's a really nice job. I hope Trevor's okay. While we have a second, I'd like to go ahead and say hello to Sonia. That's Kyle Hathaway's aunt. Thanks for listening to us tonight, Sonia. And also to somebody else, Shane Mint. Shane Mint also listening to us tonight. Thank you very much, Shane and Sonia, for listening to us. As the Bulldogs now have the lead at 35-34. Lucas's second free throw on the way is good. And you just hope that Lucas is doing all right after he took that hard shot on the floor.
He was able to knock down both free throws. You know, Kyle Hathaway, we don't see him play a lot here, but, well, he's a valuable player in practice. I've seen him push the starters hard.
Absolutely. And here's Lucas guarding Rollins, number 3 on number 3. Lucas much shorter than Rollins, but doing a nice job. And here's Teague now. Shot up, no good. Rebound is by Ringo. And here come the Bulldogs with a chance to push their lead with 6:30 to go in the fourth. Nice move by Ringo. Takes it up. Gets it over now to K.J. Walton. Top of the arc to Kyle Smith. Now over to Thompson. Backdoor pass is thrown away, but stolen now by Ringo, and his layup will push the Bulldogs out in front by 4.
Ringo with 6 points. Just a lucky break there. Pike defender couldn't hold on to that steal. Ringo was there to put it in.
6:06 to go now in the fourth. Here's a pass inside, and a traveling violation. It'll be Bulldog basketball.
Pike's third turnover of this big fourth quarter. Brownsburg leads by 4, 6:02 left. Pike going to make a change here.
And Chris, I just became ecstatic as the Heisman Trophy has been awarded to Jameis Winston.
Oh, come on, man!
Now I'm a Florida State fan, so I agree with that, and I don't think he did it.
I wanted McCarron to get it from Alabama.
Well, I believe if they would have gone undefeated, he might have had a better shot. But we're back to basketball. As here's Ringo taking it in, free throw line over to Walton. 3-ball on the way. No good. Rebound skied for by Tyler Houston. And what a job getting it underneath the Big Uglies. Tyler Houston getting a big rebound for the Bulldogs.
What did Houston eat for lunch? He is jumping out of the gym.
I believe he had his Wheaties today.
Or some Wiley Palooza before the game.
Is it the shorts?
I don't know. That was serious. He is jumping out of the gym.
It must be the shoes. It's got to be the shoes.
Okay. We got a foul there. I'm sorry. Number 50 on Pike, Zach Long, picks up a foul. 7 fouls for both teams now.
And the Red Devils will take their first time out of the night, so we'll take another quick break. Back to you in a moment on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Panini's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody. Pizza with more toppings than you can count, including specialty pizzas. 5 different kinds of calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread with 2 kinds of dipping sauce. All made in-house with Panini's own hand-tossed dough. And don't forget Panini's Jumbo Wings with 12 kinds of sauce. Mention the XRB special and get 10% off your order. Open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, open until 11 p.m. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Call 286-3500. Panini's Pizza and Wings, 1447 East Main in Brownsburg. This holiday season, let Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you select the perfect gift. New collections have arrived just in time for Christmas. Whether her wish list includes a new pair of earrings, a sparkling pendant, bracelet, or ring, Nelson Jewelers offers unique and affordable designs in silver, 14, 18-karat gold, and diamonds. Visit Nelson Jewelers at 22 East Main Street in Brownsburg and online at nelsonjewelers.com. Nelson Jewelers since 1958, a little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
So with 5:29 to go now in the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs lead by a score of 38-34, and K.J. Walton will be at the line.
Pike only with 2 field goal attempts so far in this fourth quarter, has missed them both. Walton at the line, he is 4 out of 5 from the line tonight.
Well, and he's taking advantage of those charity shots, shooting at his clip, as he's a 78% free throw shooter, 80% tonight, eyes it and flies it and knocks it down.
Don't forget, this is the number 2 rated team in the state. Brownsburg puts this game away, and we're going to be on the 11 o'clock news big time.
You got that right. This game is a big one, I think, in the IHSA tonight, and Walton knocks down both free throws. He's now 7 of 8 on the night from the free throw stripe. Ringo picking up the defense in the three-quarter court.
18 big points for K.J. Walton here tonight in this big game.
Playing huge for the Bulldogs, and a foul going to be called on Ringo.
Man.
I mean, I'm not sure about that one, but nonetheless, it's going to send Justin Roberts is going to go to the line.
You know, Ringo plays such an important position here as point guard and does so much. That's his 4th foul. That's a big one. Mavunga will come in, and Ringo will sit down.
And Ringo, who's had not necessarily a really loud night, but he's got 8 points. I mean, he's quietly had 8 points tonight for the Bulldogs, coming up with a couple of big shots. And this is Roberts who hit the first one, and he's now going to take the second one as his team trails by 5, trying to make it 4. Second free throw by Roberts is no good. It falls out off the rim, and here comes Walton, guarded in the full court by Tajai Teague.
Important stretch here.
Here comes Lucas on the near side. Has it on the wing. Dribbles. Now going to take it in. Looks for the pass. Might have been able to make a shot there if he had looked for it, but it's going to be nonetheless passed back out to K.J. Walton, who drives in, takes it up. Shot up, no good, but he's going to be fouled, and he'll go to the stripe.
You know, this is why K.J. Walton's being looked at and recruited. He can play, of course, he's thought of as a guard forward, but boy, he handles the ball well for a big guy.
You got that right. And K.J. Walton, he stands just 6 foot 3 inches tall, but the junior has the ability to go to the basket hard. And as you've seen tonight, he's knocking down his free throw shots as he's now 8 of 9 on the evening.
Mr. Teague has 4 fouls now, and I think he only has 8 points. So they've held Tajai Teague down tonight. Brownsburg defense has held him down.
And both free throws good by Walton. The Bulldogs lead now at 7. And free throws a big factor as K.J. Walton himself has hit 9 of them tonight for the Bulldogs. And he's already got more free throws by himself than the Red Devils' whole team.
I'm sorry, I know he's hit at least 8 in a row.
Here's Roberts. Shot up. No good. Blocked by Mavunga. Saved. Off to Lucas. What a play by Mavunga. And Lucas will slow it down. Jordash Mavunga got the block and the save all in the same play. And here come the Dogs, leading by 7. They can really push this lead out to a comfortable margin if they can get a nice look at the basket.
Smart decision by Lucas not to try and break through there and held the ball up for a good possession.
And Mavunga not having a look at the basket inside. He's going to push it back out and spend some more clock. Here's Walton up at the top of the key. Pass over to Houston. It's knocked away by, that was Rollins, and a nice play there defensively, because if Rollins doesn't get that steal, doesn't get that ball knocked away, then Tyler Houston has a pretty open look at the basket. But man, Chris, has Houston been huge for the Bulldogs tonight, or what?
Really has, boy, especially on the rebounding edge. And he's hit a couple three-pointers, I think. I'll check that for you. No, he has 1 3 and a field goal. Thompson screaming for the foul as Pike defense was all over him. 2 defenders trapping him in.
I mean, Chris, it looked like he got smacked on the arm there. Is that just me, or
did they call a foul there? I'm sorry.
No, they called a jump ball, but I thought he got smacked.
Incredible.
And here's Thompson getting it into Walton. Walton couldn't get the ball in that last possession. Now they're going to double team him. Here's Houston over in the corner. Passes up top now to Thompson. Thompson back over to Walton.
You know, with this score, time ticking down on Pike, you can expect them to play even more pressure defense. Pike play more pressure defense, and they are trying to trap.
And Walton's going to be trapped again, and the timeout's going to be called by Steve Lynch. And we'll take another quick break here on Audio Sports Online. Back in a moment.
What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm Agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm Agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm is there, and we are here at Brownsburg High School in the Varsity Fieldhouse as tonight's contest between the Bulldogs and the Red Devils is a good one. The number 2 Red Devils trail the unranked Bulldogs by a score of 42-35 with 3:45 to go here in the fourth quarter, and both teams are in the 1-1.
Pike exactly 1 point in the fourth quarter, Marcus.
Wow, what a great job for the Bulldogs defense. And here's the inbound to K.J. Walton, guarded by Long in the half court. Walton loses it. Momentarily, he's going to have to get rid of it. And looking for the pass, and Mavunga's right there, Johnny, on the spot. Mavunga has it. He's going to dribble it a little bit, but they got to get it out of his hands as quickly as possible because he is not a guard. And a jump ball going to be called, and the arrow will point to the Devils.
Boy, they tied up Mavunga again. You're right. Every time he gets the ball in a pressure situation, they attack him, and they got the turnover there.
And, Chris, we've talked about it all night. The defenses from both of these teams are doing a great job this evening in a low-scoring contest. A nice job by Rollins on the drive, but he can't knock it down, and Trevor Lucas will pick up the rebound.
Important possession here. Let's get a score on this possession and run some clock, too. Wouldn't hurt.
That's right. And here's Houston on the far wing. In the corner now to Kyle Thompson, back up to Tyler Houston.
Look at the way Brownsburg's got this offense spread across the court. That's good job. Good job.
They really are. They're going to spend as much clock as possible with this 7-point lead, and a foul going to be called on Tajai Teague. And Tajai Teague picks up his 5th, and he will be done for the evening, Chris.
That's it for Teague. That is his 5th foul, and he will check out. Of course, Brownsburg at the line as both teams over the team foul limit. Looks like Darian Ringo, he has 4 fouls. He's going to check back in here for Brownsburg. 22 for Pike checked in. Marcus.
Number 22, and that is Jalen Morgan, the 6'7 senior who scored 19 for the Devils last night.
Here's Mr. Free Throw at the line again.
And K.J. Walton knocks down another one, nothing but the bottom of the cup. And that was Teague's 5th foul, and he scored 6 points on the evening. So a really nice job from the undersized Bulldogs of keeping him off the scoreboard as much as possible. Second free throw from Walton is up and good.
Just like Trevor Lucas hitting 5 big ones down the stretch last night, K.J. Walton hitting 5 free throws, 6 free throws now down the stretch here in the fourth quarter.
And he's 11 of 12 on the game, so look for the Bulldogs to keep the ball in his hands. He's got the steal. He's going to take it up. Coast to coast. Layup. Good for the Bulldogs.
There you go, K.J.
Wonderful play by K.J. Walton. The Dogs lead by 11. The defense is doing a great job for the Dogs, and here come the Red Devils.
They may have a chance to knock off number 2 here, Marcus.
Thomas to Morgan. Morgan, layup. Up, no good, and a foul going to be called on Thompson. 24 points for K.J. Walton, Chris.
Outstanding. You know, he usually leads them on offense. He didn't last night, but, boy, he has taken the load tonight against this big, talented Pike, the number 2 ranked team in the state.
Really put this team on his shoulders tonight. And here comes Morgan to the line, and let's see if the Red Devils can bop out of that shooting slump from the line. And that one falls in off the side of the rim.
Morgan, his first free throw attempt of the night, he has 5 points now.
Morgan eyes it, flies it, and misses the second one off the rim. Rebound fought for and controlled again by Tyler Houston. I'll tell you what, the undersized Bulldogs have controlled the glass tonight in this contest. And here's Walton with 2:37 to go. And the clock hasn't started, and it just now starts. I believe the Bulldogs could have wasted about 5 more seconds on the clock, but the clock never started. And here comes Walton.
Tyler Houston must have 9 rebounds or so.
Oh, you got that right. And
what do we got?
I don't think that they will review. They can't review anything, so I don't think that they'll change the clock.
Coach Lynch noticed that clock, and he's calling them on it.
And you hate to see that at home, Chris.
Yeah, okay, they did get the Pike foul, but he noticed that clock, like you did.
And that's number 4 on Long. Well, you could kind of hear the Bulldog faithful screaming about the clock, and I looked at the clock to see how much time was left, And when I looked down and looked back up, the same time was on the clock, so I knew something was wrong. But Walton knocks down another key free throw.
Wow.
And again, KJ Walton, I believe that's 10 in a row now, Chris. Maybe even 12 as he's 13 of 14 on the evening. And here come the Red Devils.
Look at that lead.
Red Devils shot up in the lane is good from, that was Jeff White. And here comes the Red Devils in the full court defense. And there's a foul going to be called. And the Red Devils will start fouling early as they know the Bulldogs are a 63% shooting team on the season. Kyle Thompson will go to the stripe and shoot 2.
Well, somebody else besides Walton going to step to the line. Let's see if Thompson can get one here.
And if I'm not mistaken, Chris, I believe that's 5 on Morgan as well.
I'm not sure who they called that foul on. The scoreboard has it on White, but that can't be true.
Yeah, that foul was called on Jalen Morgan, and he is done for the night. So the two big men for the Red Devils combined for 13 points this evening, and that's kind of told the tale for the Bulldogs to have this 10-point lead with 2 minutes to go.
Go ahead.
Kyle Thompson will shoot free throws.
He has not scored in the second half. Has 3 points here tonight, and a good job.
And now he's got 4 as the Bulldogs lead it by 11. And if the Bulldogs can hit from the free throw stripe, this will be a key coming down the stretch here with just over 2 to go. Thompson eyes it and flies it and knocks it down, and the Bulldogs lead by 12.
3 out of 3 from the line for Thompson tonight. Good job, big man.
Here comes the layup. Up, no good. Rebound to Thompson, and the ball is fought for and tipped out of bounds off of Kyle Thompson.
Okay, Brownsburg, keep your cool now. Be smart here. Let's see what happens. Pike's going to inbound underneath their own basket.
And both teams will be in the double bonus from here on out, so the Bulldogs really have to stay out of foul trouble. Here's Thomas looking to get it in. Does so to White. White over to Long. Long drives in, back out to White. White passes off to Thomas. Thomas dribbles it out, guarded by Walton. He's going to take it in. Layup in the lane is no good, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Boy, Brownsburg still not willing to give them anything. He got past KJ there a little bit, but KJ hit him a good one before he could make that basket. Like the old basketball saying goes, if you're going to foul him and they're at the hoop, make it a good one.
Well, and here's 2 free throws from Thomas, and he knocks down the first one. And, Chris, I don't know for sure, but do the Red Devils have any double-figure scorers right now?
Let me check that for you, but I don't think so.
Well, and KJ Walton for the Bulldogs has really paced it. As you said, no double-figure scorers for the Devils. And the Bulldogs, KJ Walton has 26 of their 50. So look for the Bulldogs to really lean on KJ Walton for the rest of the game, as he's been a key man from the free throw stripe. We'll take a quick break. Back in a moment on AudioSportsOnline.com.
A new Ivy Tech Community College campus has opened in Crawfordsville. The campus is easily accessible off I-74 at the Crawfordsville exit. Registration for classes is ongoing. The new campus has science labs, computer labs, and a complete associate degree in business. You can meet with administration and financial aid advisors, take an assessment, and register for classes on site. Ivy Tech is located at 2325 Bill Ward Boulevard inside Crawfordsville Commerce Park. Go to ivytech.edu or call 888-IVY, that's IVY line, for more information. Ivy Tech is changing lives.
And you can hear it over the airwaves. Illinois Loyalty playing loud by the Brownsburg High School pep band. And this, Chris, I got to say, this is my favorite song of all time.
There you go.
I love hearing Illinois Loyalty. I love hearing the Bulldog fight song. A lot of high schools tend to change their fight songs, but I'm glad the Bulldogs have really held true. And it's one of my favorite songs. I remember as long as I've lived, after victories, the Bulldog football team has always sang the Oski Wawa, if you will, the Bulldog fight song, and it's good to hear that they've kept true to it. And the Bulldogs, with a 10-point lead now and 1:51 to go in the fourth, will have a chance. And here's the pass to Walton. Walton over to Ringo. Ringo going to push it up the floor. He has it. He gets it, almost breaks it by himself, and he is fouled hard by Long.
Wow. Ringo kind of lost it. He kind of fumbled that around there, but he was able to draw a foul from Pike.
And there is the third Red Devil to foul out of the game.
Wow.
And again, that is the third Red Devil to foul out of the game with less than 8 points.
This game is going to serve notice to everybody on Brownsburg's schedule. Watch out. They're going to play a tough defense. They're going to play hard and give you a test no matter where. They have got a 10-point lead here on number 2 Pike with 1:44 left in the fourth quarter.
And Chris, it needs to be said, the last time that the Bulldogs beat the Red Devils was in the 2008 state tournament.
Oh, my. There you go.
So
and that was the state championship year.
And that was the year that they won that ever-elusive state championship. As some of you can see it in the rafters. And Ringo hits both free throws. Bulldogs lead by 12 again.
4 out of 4 from the line for Ringo tonight.
A minute 44, and the Bulldogs will switch to the zone, trying to keep the Red Devils out of the lane. And a turnover by the Red Devils. The Bulldogs are really lucking out as the Red Devils have made some bad passes tonight, looking up before they catch the ball and other things like that. And the Bulldogs will now have it in the far court. Here's Lucas going to get a wide-open layup. Left hand, knocks it down. Bulldogs by 14.
Lucas's first basket of the second half. 14-point lead now.
Bulldogs back in the zone. Here's the drive inside. Foul is going to be called on Thompson. It looked to me like he was straight up. However, he moved his feet, and that's where they drew the foul. And Thomas will go to the line trying to convert the and one.
Yeah, Thompson was careful to just put his arm straight up, and Thomas basically just ran right into him, but they did call the foul, moved his feet a little bit, so he'll be at the line here. Justin Thomas
trying to convert the and one. Shots no good. Rebound by KJ Walton. Bulldogs have a minute and 30 away from beating the number 2 team in the state. Here's the pass to Houston. Now back up top to Walton. Walton will drive in. He shoots a layup, but he's fouled before he goes up for the shot, and he will now shoot 2 more free throws. And Chris, how many is that in a row for Walton now from the stripe? He's got 12 in a row, is it?
We'll check it here. Who'd they call that foul on? Number 20, Shelton.
Yeah, and that's first foul on Shelton, trying to make it 13 in a row, and Walton does so. So the curse of the announcer proving untrue on that one.
You're exactly right. I have 13 in a row made for him.
Wow, KJ Walton going to shoot another one. He doesn't even take his time. He gets the ball and he shoots the free throw and knocks it down. That's 14 in a row. He's 15 of 16 from the free throw line tonight with 28 points.
And he has 10 of those free throws here in the fourth quarter.
Walton gets a steal, tips it away, but Thomas comes up with it as the Bulldogs can't get back fast enough. Rollins' 3-ball in the corner on the way is good, and the Bulldogs' lead is cut down to 11 now with a minute 6 to go in the ballgame.
You know, we do want to, one more time, thank all our sponsors here tonight. Brownsburg Varsity Basketball and AudioSportsOnline.com and XRB.com is brought to you by McDonald's, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson Jewelers, Panuni's, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Wiley Palooza. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Boy, if the eyes of the state were turned here towards the Brownsburg town of Brownsburg tonight, they'd see the Brownsburg Bulldogs leading number 2 ranked Pike 56-45. Brownsburg's already played number 1 Carmel. Could have won that game if they had won the fourth quarter. So this is a big serving. No, you got Brownsburg's schedule over there. Now they're at Avon next Friday.
They're at Avon next Friday, which is always a tough contest. You can throw the records out the window every time those two teams play, because those two teams will always get after it. But the Bulldogs do have Avon upcoming, and then they'll play Ben Davis at home next Saturday night, and then they'll get a few days off. They'll get 14 days off for the break before they head to Frankfort. And that's, for those of you who've never been to Frankfort, go watch that game. That is, the Frankfort Gymnasium was in the movie Blue Chips, and it's one of the most storied gymnasiums in high school basketball in Indiana. A great place to watch basketball. The Brownsburg's 1994 regional champion team and 95 both played in that Frankfort Fieldhouse, if you will, and the Hot Dogs always have a fun place to play.
Okay, now be careful here. Be smart. Pike will probably commit a foul if you get it inbounds good. They do.
Here's the pass to Lucas, and Lucas is fouled by Rollins. Let's see how many that is for Rollins. I believe that's going to be his second foul of the night.
Yeah, I only have him for 2. Trevor Lucas hurt his back there a little bit.
Well, it could be some lingering effects from that shot that he took earlier on in the second half when he hit the floor hard. But he'll go to the line and try to make 2 key free throws for the Bulldogs.
You know, I was going to say, if Brownsburg holds on and win this game, these kids, after this physical effort, they'll sleep good. But they may be too excited to sleep after this weekend.
And there you go. The first free throw from Lucas is good.
One at Zionsville last night, and then you turn it around here and have to face number 2 Pike. And Brownsburg with a big lead here, 57-45.
And here comes Lucas. Eyes it, flies it, knocks it down once again.
Shooting great free throws tonight.
The Bulldogs are doing a great job from the free throw stripe this evening. The Bulldogs back in that zone. Here's Roberts over to Thomas. Thomas drives it in the corner now, and he throws it away. And this one is just about over, Chris, as the Bulldogs have really taken a control of this game and put a stranglehold on it, leading the Red Devils by 13.
Wow, that's at least 5 turnovers for Pike here in just the fourth quarter.
And another foul, and Lucas will go back to the stripe. We'll go back to the Bulldogs' schedule because after they play Avon and then have Ben Davis, they go to Avon and then have Ben Davis come here and then go to Frankfort. The Bulldogs will be in that Hendricks County tournament where they will probably see Avon once again, as it's usually the Bulldogs and the Orioles in that final if they don't play before then.
This Brownsburg team is going to have people around Central Indiana here, basketball coaches and their fans talking about them right now.
Well, I tell you what, those of you who follow Twitter, check out Kyle Neddenrip because I know he'll be talking about him after this game tonight. Trevor Lucas knocks down another free throw, and he's got 9 points now, trying to make it 10 as he eyes it, flies it, and knocks down another free ball. And the Bulldogs lead by 15, have this game almost completely in hand.
I have Brownsburg hitting 20 foul shots in this fourth quarter alone.
Wow, and a deep three from Rollins is good. The lead's cut to 12, and Bill Zitch will take a timeout. So we'll take another quick timeout. Be back in a moment on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Right now at your Brownsburg McDonald's, try these tasty holiday treats during the month of December. Peppermint mocha, a milder blend of espresso, steamed milk, peppermint, and dark chocolate syrup. Topped with whipped cream and chocolate drizzle, available for a limited time, medium, only $2.99. McRib, it's back. It's a hot sandwich that is a balanced blend of caramelized bread, seasoned pork, McDonald's signature McRib sauce, a sweet, smoky, tangy Western barbecue-style sauce, dill pickles, and mild, fresh slivered onions. Now only $2.79. Both available at your 2 Brownsburg McDonald's on Main Street next to Marsh and just off Interstate 74.
Chris, I got to tell you, it's a good thing that we don't get free food from our sponsors, because if I got a free McRib and a free Santa Sundae every time we did a show, I would be even fatter than I already am.
Okay.
And here's Ringo getting it into Walton. Walton's not fouled, but Ringo gets it now, pushes it up to Lucas. Layup is going to be – it should have been good. Yeah, it'll be called a goaltending. And Coach Zitch not happy about it.
Yeah, it was. Boy, Ringo just lofted that pass to a breaking Trevor Lucas. Give Trevor Lucas, credit for getting behind the defense, attacking the hoop there, and boy, Pike not happy about that call.
And here come the Devils, looking for another three. White in the corner now, going to miss it, and a rebound to Mavunga, and this one is just about over. The Red Devils are going to quit fouling, and Ringo will just have to bring it across the time stripe. And here's Walton. Ringo dribbles it across, and with 26 seconds, the Bulldogs can just dribble the clock out, as Walton will have it now at the top of the key.
Great job,
20
fellas.
seconds now, and the Bulldogs will go home with a victory over the second-ranked Pike Red Devils. And the Bulldogs, despite being towards the end of the game, are still fighting for it, as are the Red Devils. And Mavunga will go to the stripe with a chance to score a couple of points for the Dogs.
That's good. Mavunga only has 2 points here, both free throws, and he will shoot here. And wow, what a big victory here for Brownsburg. Got this big weekend done at Zionsville, now home here against number 2 Pike.
Well, and this is a huge contest for the Bulldogs. It'll push them to 4-1 on the season, and really be a key victory as they came up with a big win last night at Zionsville and capping off the back-to-back with another win over number 2 Pike. And what Coach Steve Lynch has done early on this year for the Bulldogs has just been incredible. Yeah,
and guess who their only loss was? We say they're 4-1. Who was their only loss?
The number 1 team in the state.
There you go.
The number 1 team, the number 1 Carmel Greyhounds, who won the state championship last year. Mavunga's free throw is good, pushing the lead back to 15. Second free throw is also good. And the Bulldogs will win this one with 64 points. We're not sure how much the Red Devils will end up with.
Hold them under 50.
And there's the shot, and that'll put them at 50. So they won't score anymore, but this game's going to be over.
Good
job. The Brownsburg Bulldogs knock off the number 2 Pike Red Devils. Chris, your final thoughts?
Incredible. And defense again, well, of course, a huge factor for Brownsburg. Both teams played hard defense in this, but what a job. Brownsburg, star of the game, K.J. Walton.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Star of the game, K.J. Walton. He finishes with 30 points on the night, and you can't say enough about the young man. The Bulldogs have got to be ecstatic, and there will be a party tonight as final score here from Brownsburg High School, 64-50. The Bulldogs win it over number 2 Pike Red Devils. For the final time tonight, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors one more time. And, Chris, I'll let you do that for us one more time before we say goodbye.
Certainly do. Brownsburg Varsity Basketball on Audio Sports Online and XRB is brought to you by McDonald's, Hendricks County Estate Buyers, Ivy Tech, Nelson Jewelers, Panuni's, Pete Bay, your State Farm agent, Westside Plumbing, and Wiley Palooza.
So once again, the final score, 64 for the Bulldogs, 50 for the Red Devils. The Bulldogs knock off number 2 Pike. And we will see you next week at Avon on Friday night, December 20th, as the Bulldogs will go to the Orioles and the county rivalry, the best rivalry in this county, in my opinion. And that will be a key game for the Bulldogs as they look to knock it off one more time.
Sorry, just an incredible stat here. Brownsburg scored 32 points in that fourth quarter.
How amazing is that, Chris? And they held the Red Devils to 18. So a really nice job as it was tied coming into the fourth, and the Bulldogs came away with the victory. For the final time tonight, I'm Marcus Fredwell, alongside Chris Worley, and we couldn't get this done without everybody, including Shane Ray back in the studio and Rob Kendall here turning the dials and running the camera. Thank you for everybody here at Audio Sports Online tonight. I'm Marcus Fredwell saying so long, sports fans.